there's a lot of lessons in this story behind the numbers. I'm theming this story same page. So what happened, and this is Nicole, one of our great buyers agents here in Melbourne, who was dealing with some clients who had done a property plan with us through Damien. They're sort of mid to late 40s, professional couple, very time poor, couple of kids, Sydney based, but again, looking to buy down in Melbourne. And what we saw here was a situation where one person was the primary contact, but potentially the other person in the relationship was the major decision maker. So if you have a misalignment in what they're thinking, what should be bought, and you're dealing with not the decision maker, it can be really difficult. So, Nicole was able to learn that she needed to get both of them on the same page to be able to get the result. And early on, we weren't getting that result. So we were presenting properties and those properties weren't necessarily meeting the brief. And it was confusing because we thought we had the brief right. So it was one of Nicole's longer assignments that she had to do to be able to get a result for this particular couple. But I think the end result here speaks volumes of, making sure you're having that open dialogue and you're talking about what's working and what's not working. And Nicole is fantastic at reading the play in terms of whether we were on the right page or not on the right page. So there was some direct feedback which was given, and that allowed us to get that brief right again in terms of what we were looking at. So one partner driving the conversation, the other one a little bit more conservative, listening to a lot of the market noise, which is very relevant when you're in a market downturn. It's only human nature that you feel that way. But if you lift your eyes and you're playing the long game, you can understand that property is a fabulous long-term investment. It's an essential shelter. So a great brief here. We went shopping. We got a great little cottage, a weatherboard cottage in Footscray, corner allotment. So really, really good. And the story of the negotiation here for Nicole was really a great one because it was passed in at auction and we just waited and we waited and we waited until the vendor adjusted their expectations and came down to the offer that we put forward. So from that point of view, we were able to get them to come down. So it was a good negotiation. It wasn't rushed. And that ultimately led to a great result. That property is now rented out. We're talking purchase price of around $850, getting $520 a week, so a 3.2% gross rental yield. It rented on the first open, so we know that this area here is very good for long-term prospects, a good allotment of land, corner block, future opportunities. So I feel that this Sydney couple are going to look back on this journey and learn in terms of more about what's important to them, get the brief right, get on the same page. And I suspect, based on the fact that we've got a plan for them to buy more properties, that the next purchase is going to be that little bit easier. And we're going to understand from our end that we get that brief right. So there's lessons on both sides here, and I really like that story because for me it's a story of turnaround. We've been able to get that sort of not on the same page into a turnaround scenario. That's been done. We bought a great little asset, and that's a good news story all round.